SwitchBots are ingenious little robots that help you automate, or rather, make normal buttons smart. You could be renting an apartment that won't let you change the light switches or power sockets, or have some oddball product that could benefit from a little cloud magic. Possibilities are truly limited by your imagination and, well, common sense. For example, rather than retrofitting your old humidifiers with a smart clicker and meter, you might as well purchase a new one that already has these features built in. Hi, name's Alex Crane, and I do all kinds of short reviews while actually testing and using the products. Crazy, I know. Well, you can use it as a standalone product, and even schedule timers. Getting a hub will unleash its true powers, connecting it to the cloud. Yes, it'll obviously cost you extra. And no, it's not the manufacturer's cunning scheme. The purpose is to make setup easier and faster, and to create less Wi-Fi congestion, but most importantly, to extend the battery life, as BLE is way more efficient than Wi-Fi, and we are promised 600 actuations. But I decided to check it out myself. Sure, there are countless variables, such as the force and even the temperature. Well, after 2,500 clicks and a wrecked sleep cycle, I stopped the experiment as the built-in battery indicator was still showing 3 out of 3. Thinking it might need a little time to figure out its discharge, I grabbed some melatonin and hit the bed. To my amazement, it didn't change in the morning or the day after. And while the battery might bring you 80s nostalgia, they're not hard to find and are still used in all sorts of stuff. Gun mods, security systems, and so on. Manufactured by all the top brands and have a huge decade-long shelf life. As you probably noticed, they come in black and white. You also get 2 adhesive hooks and a big spare one. These hooks let the SwitchBot not only press buttons, but toggle most light switches. American, European, Japanese, obviously not the pole ones. And for that, you'll have to go into the app. Mode, switch mode. Then you just take the hook and push it in. I experimented with the adhesive, putting it on tile, wood, glass, metal, plastic, you name it. And let me tell you, oh boy, it's strong. Like really strong, even after reapplying the same adhesive to another surface. At the same time, it's surprisingly easy to remove. Just press on the bottom. And taking the old one off is an easy task too. Just remember to let the adhesive sit for a day before active use, or take advantage of it. And while you do get an extra one in the box, I highly recommend using something like Blue Tack to experiment with the placement, and when eventually you do run out of adhesive, you can order some more, or just DIY it. But the hooks would be more trickier to make, and since you get free worldwide shipping on orders of 110, it might be wise to order some in advance. But what if your desired application is suboptimal? Be it a weird shape, or you just don't have the 2 centimeters required for the adhesive. Glue gun, probably the best investment to MacGyver anything at home. It's like liquid duct tape. With enough glue and patience, you can stick it to pretty much anything. Just make sure to cover up the arm before you start. It might also be a good idea to use some furniture adhesives, so you don't damage or peel the paint when you try to remove it. And while obviously, it's not a panacea, others have 3D printed stands to make it look good. And while it's probably not what most of us can really do, I do recommend checking out his video. I have always wanted to buzz people in, but not only is my setup manual, it's also outside of my apartment. And while I could use a glue gun here too, it's rather chilly. And since it sticks out rather far, I would have to wait for layers of glue to dry up. So instead, I picked up something cheap and readily available, cardboard. You could probably even get some for free at your local supermarket. So in a minute, with some sellotape, I got this. Works like a charm, and people get creative to make it work. Covered from the elements to open the gates, or use multiple to say trigger intercoms that require you to raise the headset. But one thing I didn't see other reviewers mention are deeply recessed buttons, as SwitchBot's arm has a rather limited reach that might not be enough for your device. So while others are saying tough luck, I'm giving ideas, bump-ons, or well, the dollar store alternative. Heck, you can even use stickers from party supplies. Quick and easy fix. Need a button to be pressed for a prolonged period of time? No problem. In the app you can set it to press and hold for up to 60 seconds. There are so many uses for SwitchBot. I'm using mine to power up the computer, Start external backups as a remote trigger for my residential security alarm, which would not only cost me more money back in the day, is outright impossible now, as our government made a monopoly for armed guards. But now I can just ask Google to send in the cavalry. I even thought of putting one on the elevator. So I talked to the neighbors about installing a remote, as they didn't want to share my Wi-Fi. Sure, it might only to save me 10 seconds, but still. I mean, why not? It's convenient. The official remote is easy to set up, but my favorite feature is the Find Remote button in the app, and SwitchBot seems to be expanding too. They now offer a smart meter that you can pair with your old thermostat, devices that let you retrofit old curtains, humidifiers, power outlets, even a smart fan seems to be in the works. I'll be making more SwitchBot reviews, at least one on the hub and the humidifier, so subscribe not to miss. See ya!